Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? Kevin here coming back at you with another video. Tonight we're going to talk about hesitation and starting with the basics. Okay, you'll notice a lot on these videos that I do. I give you guys tips and tricks and everything else. We've already gone over multiple conversations with the carburetor, leaking out the bottoms and everything else. Well, I went over the 4 things that go wrong with the carburetor, which are in my carburetor talk video. So I'm not going to go into that part tonight because we don't even care about this right now. But I want to tell you how the dirt gets into your carburetor bowl. Okay? So we're going to talk about that. First off, I'd like to say this filter right up here is an add-on. This is not the factory place. If you have a fuel filter here, that is not a factory fuel filter. If you go to order a factory filter for your KE100, you're not going to get that filter. That's an inline filter. It's an add-on. Okay? So, back at the tank. Now, I'm going to show you guys, you have 2 fuel filters, and I'm going to explain to you where they are and why. 2 of them? Huh. I didn't even see one, right? Okay. So what I have right here is a standard petcock. Okay, I don't know if you guys notice anything. There's something missing. See those 2 holes? There's a tall one and a short one right down there. So if we put this to on, okay, now the fuel in the tank, which comes up to here, this red line, that's what the red line's there for. From the top of the tank, where you fill it up from, all the way down here is your on position. When you switch this over to reserve, boom, now, see, basically what happens is when you're on the trail and your bike starts going blah, 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 and then you reach down and flip it, okay, and the bike picks back up, parks right back up, wah, wah, takes off. Here's why. You're driving along, your fuel level, as you're using the bike all day, starts to diminish. It goes down. When it hits that line is the end of your fuel. So now you have from here to the petcock. Okay, that's what you have left in the tank. That's enough to get you to a gas station and say, hey, more fuel. Alright, so when you switch to on, okay, what's on? On right here. When you switch to on, when the fuel level drops to the top of this, it'll keep your bike going. When it drops down just below it, now it's not getting any fuel, the bike wants to die, you switch over to reserve, and now you have 2 inches of fuel from here to the bottom, and that'll keep your bike going. Now, what I remember when I asked you guys what was missing? I'll show you. This is the most overlooked problem with any hesitation issues or carburation issues. Okay? This should be your absolute very first check whenever you suspect a carburetor issue. This is a fuel filter. Okay? You see it or not? They're supposed to pull out, but this one is so in there, so dirty, it's not going to pull out. Okay? And what happens is the rust from inside your tank. This is a fairly clean tank. Oh, you hear that rust? This is a fairly clean tank. Hear that rust in there? The dirt? That right there is what clogs this. Now, this filter right here is only for the reserve. It's not for the on position. Okay? So you're probably sitting going, oh, that's kind of stupid. So basically what you're saying, Kevin, is that from here to this line, there is no fuel filter. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying from here all the way to the bottom, there's a fuel filter, but it takes 2 fuel filters to do this. Okay, so there's the filter for this one right here is underneath. See that screen? Right here, the screen is all diminished. This is junk. Okay? See if I can even, you have to pull out the thing. This is junk. But that is your junk screen right there that goes inside. Let's see if I can find one. It might be on this one. Oh, see right there, the rust and the crap? That's because this one is missing the screen. Let's see if we can find a petcock real quick. That has one. This is for a Honda, but, oh yeah. See right there? This is the screen right here. And this right here pops out. Right there, and that's your screen. Okay? Now this is for a different bike. This is for a Honda, but they basically look the same. Your Kawasaki would be a metal screen. This is a little plastic one. And it fits right over that right there. So this here goes in like this. Fuel comes in through here. It gets screened and then goes out to your cab. You know, I mean, from here. Through the screen, through that opening. Through the screen and out to the cab. Okay? Now this one has a vacuum pole. People are like, what the heck's a vacuum pole? Well, if you ever come across these, because we do videos on all kinds of bikes, so I'm showing this one. This line right here is hooked up to your carburetor or your intake. And when a suction or a vacuum is applied, it opens up the plunger and lets the fuel flow. What this is designed to do is to shut the fuel off when the engine's not running. When the engine's running, it pulls it open and then fuel will flow. Okay, that's how that works. I'm tired. Sorry guys for yawning. So if you guys have a hesitation of any sort, the first thing you're going to want to do is check your fuel filters. Make sure there's no rust in your tank. Make sure your tank is clean. If you have an older bike where your tank is a little dirty, you know, I cleaned it the best I could. And then eventually you end up with a hesitation. It's probably your filter. Now a lot of people take a pair of pliers and they rip this filter off. Okay, they tear it out and then they tear out the bottom screen. Okay, like I just did with this one. Okay, so the idea is to rip this one out so that it looks like this. Okay, and then you take the bottom screen out so there's no filter in the petcock, and then screw it back together. Make sure you get the gasket in there. Then you go to the hardware store and you buy yourself an inline filter, and that does it all. And that's basically the gist of that. Now if you have two filters and your one inline, that's okay too. You can do that because they're pretty well free flowing filters. Okay, so remember, from the top of your tank, let's see which on here, from top of your tank down to here is your on, and then from that line to the end of your petcock right there, that's your reserve. Holds about, I don't know, a couple quarts. So you can see there's another one right here. But this filter was so on and you can't even get it off, so the whole petcock got replaced. I bet you there's no filter in there. Can't even open that up. It's that bad. It is that bad, guys. No way it's even going to open up. Yeah, no, I think it's junk. So, remember, if the petcock is clogged up, you're going to have a hesitation. No way around it. You just got to clean it up. So, I figured I'd throw this video out there because it keeps coming up. And I always tell people, did you check your filters? Well, what filters? Well, you have two of them. Keep forgetting, not everybody's a bike mechanic. And a lot of you guys probably didn't even know you even had fuel filters in there. Some of you did and then forgot about it. Like, oh, that would cause a hesitation? Yeah, because it's, if you can't get the proper fuel through that line, it's going to hesitate. The engine's going to starve for fuel when the filters clog up. and then you're going to be racking your brain going, Kevin, what happened? So, and a lot of you guys watch my carb talk videos, which is awesome. I really appreciate that. You guys clean your carburetor, and then I got, I'm kind of having the same problem. So then I go back and say, well, did you check your fuel filters? Which should technically be your first bet before you pull apart your carburetor. Bike's not running right, check your fuel filters. Chances are you got some rust or some debris or even some bad gas that got stuck in there. Or water. Water in the bowl won't pass. So if you got water or condensation in your tank, it's going to fill up in this bowl and it will not go through. See? I don't know if you can see the whiteness in there. All that white corrosion, that's water. So water built up inside the petcock, and then it wouldn't let the fuel pass. When that happens, basically, the water, if you move the bike in a certain way, it'll pass through a little bit. It'll end up inside the bowl of your carburetor. When that happens, you'll have water in your carburetor bowl and fuel. They don't mix. So what's going to happen is at a certain spot, you're going to have a hesitation, a bog, and it's not going to throttle up properly because, well, water don't burn. And when the water goes in front of the main jet or the pilot jet, it messes it all up because it just doesn't like it. So that's pretty much what I got for you guys tonight. I just wanted to touch base with you. Check your fuel filters if you guys have the hesitation. And this is for any bike. This is not just for the KEs, the KDs, the KMs, the MCs, you know, all those, as you know. It's for Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha. That big petcock I showed you guys with the vacuum pole. This one right here. Excuse me. That's a Honda. Okay? So we work on everything on our channel. And the idea behind this channel is to get you guys some knowledge, some information that might help you guys out on your bikes. So this here is we're going to name this the fuel tank video and hesitation. Fuel tank and hesitation. Okay, lack of fuel. So anyway, guys, thank you. Oh, guys, thank you. 897 subscribers, guys. That's awesome. And we're going to be doing I'm going to be building a pretty cool little giveaway when we hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to build it beforehand, and then I have a really cool summer project coming up on a bike that we got, and you guys are all going to be part of it. So we have some really cool stuff going on. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for sharing my page. I'm off to bed. You guys have yourself a great night, and I hope this video helped. Remember, check your fuel filters, and if you got fuel coming out of here, check my channel, my carb talk videos. It has all the specifications on the carburetor, and you'll be all set to go. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe.